Now to an update. A court has reinstated a temporary injunction blocking the state from investigating families who provide gender-affirming care to transgender children. The Texas Third Court of Appeals issued the order. It was part of a lawsuit brought by the American Civil Liberties Union and Lambda Legal. They filed on behalf of the parents of a transgender teenager being investigated by child welfare workers. KENS 5 created the Together We Rise series to amplify the voices of those in historically marginalized communities. That includes the transgender community navigating recent legislation and policies. KENS 5 reporter Victoria De Leon spoke to families feeling the impact.
Some Texas families choose to play it safe.
But this feels like, oh, we're hiding, and it's like, but we shouldn't have to.
Some chose to leave.
I feel like I've been stabbed in the back by my own state that I love very, very much, and that sucks.
In the eyes of Attorney General Ken Paxton and Governor Greg Abbott, gender-affirming care is child abuse and warrants an investigation from Family and Protective Services.
Because we love our son, we're making sure that we do take him to doctor's appointments, take him to wherever he needs to.
Mom and dad would love to openly brag about their son.
At this point right now, I just take a lot of pride in being trans.
A 17-year-old brave enough to step in front of the camera, even if their identities have to stay hidden.
So a society that is preaching that it is wrong to be trans, or that the care that one would seek in order to make that transition is just not allowed, or child abuse, it makes it really hard to want to be yourself, or for many to want to live. It's kind of a nightmare.
I've got 10-year-old twins, and one's a girl and one's a boy. One happens to be a transgender boy, but I have a son and a daughter.
Because Texas is no longer home, Mike Taylor doesn't have to hide.
Now, there are worse places to be than Hawaii, but my home is here. My heart's here, and I can't live here because of this movement to discriminate against our community. My heart breaks for people that are stuck here, that live in fear every day of what might be next.
This is home. This is not some waypoint. This is where we live. This is where we're raising our family.
I had a nightmare, like on Saturday, that CPS was coming to our door with the sheriff, and I'm a mandated reporter, and I have had to make those calls for actual abuse, and that I would have a nightmare that could happen to me because of we're making sure that he has appropriate mental health care, that he has appropriate health care as a whole. Like just healthcare. That's how much it's been seeping in my brain, that I had this nightmare, and I thought, oh my God, this is not okay.
Morally speaking, ethically speaking, there is no way to justify that. There's just none.
In front of or behind the light, support from others gives them hope for a more accepting future.
It's just being there for each other that is really, really powerful, and really just makes me feel like I'm not so alone.
So I would just tell people in this town to fight. Hang in there. This too shall pass, I hope.
Victoria De Leon, KENS 5.
There are state and local organizations fighting for trans rights during this time. Many offer mental health support. You can find that list on our website. We have more Together We Rise stories at kens5.com/rise.